Having an operation is a big deal. You have lots riding on the operation, your health in particular, and you don't have a whole lot of experience with this situation. Not many people have had many operations over and over again. The shape of the problem is sort of like the same kind of problem you get into when you're buying a house, when you're picking a college, when you're buying a car, when you're picking a spouse. You got lots riding on a decision you got to make, but you don't have a whole lot of experience making those kinds of decisions. So what do we do about this? Well, one thing that's very reasonable to do in these situations is to get a second opinion. You want somebody with a little bit of knowledge of the issues you're talking about and doesn't have any particular interest in how the whole thing turns out. He's got no skin in the game. So you really want two kinds of information, both from your surgeon and from the second opinion guy. The first one is kind of explicit information, stuff you can put into words easily. For example, they ought to be able to tell you, your surgeon ought to be able to tell you very clearly, what is the purpose of surgery? What benefit are you going to get from this surgery? Make it really explicit. What's the chance of your getting better? Is it a 0% chance, a 2% chance, a 98% chance? He ought to be able to tell you that. Second thing he ought to be able to tell you is, what are the risks of surgery? What's the downside of that? Specifically, what are the risks? Give him all the gory details. What is the chances of bad things happening? Okay, sit down and spend some time with that. You need to know. And the last thing you need to know are what are the alternatives to the surgery he's proposing. And for each of these alternative paths, what are the benefits of that path? And what are the risks of that path? This is basic stuff that you need to hear from your surgeon before you hear anything else. The second kind of information you need to sort out with respect to this particular surgeon is basically relationship stuff. What's the vibe? What does your gut tell you? Okay? Yes, the surgeon may be excellent at doing the surgery itself, but you're going to have a relationship for many weeks, not only with this surgeon, but also with his office staff. Do people answer your questions? Is it efficient? Do things happen? Your phone calls get answered? Are you treated courteously? All those kinds of things. Let your gut inform you about this relationship that you're about to enter into. And one last thing. When you tell your surgeon you want to get a second opinion, watch how he behaves. If he's totally cool with it, that's cool. Because I don't know of any surgeons I would let operate on me who wouldn't be cool with getting a second opinion. If he's not cool with it, if he's annoyed, if he's angry, if he dismisses you, that's not cool. You need a second opinion in that circumstance. These are for elective cases. Obviously, if it's an emergency and you're dying, all this goes out the window. But for elective stuff, a second opinion is always a good idea.